This anime reminds me of the 90s in most ways that are important. Japanese bike gangs, or bozuzoku, were very prominent in the 70s but saw their entrance into mainstream media during the 90s. The main gang in the anime, the Tokyo Manji or Toman gang, is based on the real-world Black Emperor gang. The author Ken Wakui has been cited as having past affiliation with the Black Emperor gang. Tokyo Revengers pays tribute to the bozuzoku lore, especially through the anime's heavy focus on bikes. Because of this anime, I now really want a Honda CB250. But there are other bikes here with crucial roles to play in the plot development. Let's take a look at all the bikes from Tokyo Revengers and how they affected the story. Welcome to Aniprop, let's get into it. The first bike we're gonna start with is the very significant Honda CB250T that Mikey and eventually Takemichi rides. It's a 250cc 5-speed sports bike. Initially starting sale in 1977, the bike was produced until 1981. The bike is capable of hitting 100 miles per hour from the factory, but Mikey's 1978 CB250 is modded and tuned. It makes a unique sound, and very often the members of Toman use the unique sound to identify when the gang leader has arrived on location. The sound rallies his allies and instills fear in his rivals. Mikey calls the bike Babu, which is a name based on the unique exhaust note of the bike. Outside the value for the Toman gang, the bike has sentimental value for Mikey, having been refurbished by his late brother Shinichiro Sano. Shinichiro went to the Philippines and found two twin CB250 bike frames. He only had enough parts to refurbish Mikey's bike, but Mikey and Draken later restored the other one for the protagonist Takemichi to use. Draken rides a 1989 Kawasaki Zephyr 400. This is a 400cc bike, as the name suggests, and was largely a commercial success. It made naked bikes trendy in North America and the UK. For my non-bike people, a naked bike means the shell part that is placed over the bike to deflect air and reduce drag is missing, so naked. The bike is the most metal of the regularly shown ones and fits the personality of Draken to a T. He isn't very sentimental, so the bike doesn't have a name, but he did give it vinyl art matching his iconic dragon tattoo. Next up we have Mitsuya and his famous Suzuki GX400 Impulse. For this one, I got information directly from the Suzuki website. The 1982 Impulse was technologically advanced on its release. It had the first ever remote controlled suspension damping system on the rear suspension, which ensured that the damping force on both sides of the bike were the same. It also had a unique Cyclone-style 4-into-1 exhaust. For the non-bike people again, this means that 4 exhaust pipes coming from the engine combine into one pipe in a spiral manner. This gives the Impulse a super unique exhaust note. That fact actually saved several of the Toman gang members on Christmas night when they took on Black Dragon. Takemichi and company were losing the fight, but Mikey heard Mitsuya's Impulse and came to the aid of the struggling Toman members. Baji also rides a Suzuki, a GX250E. Starting in 1984, this bike is most renowned for its fuel economy. It gets almost 60 miles to the gallon. The bike's stability and reliability is somewhat reflective of Baji's character. He refurbished the bike and modified it so that he could keep up with the other gang members on missions. When Baji passed away during the Bloody Halloween conflict, the GSX 250E was passed on to Chifuyu. Let's run through Toman 3rd Division now. Pah-Chin and Peh-Yan both also rode bikes. Pah-Chin is the designated flag bearer for Toman. He rides a 1981 Honda CBX 400F, the most expensive bike we will be looking at today. It was pricey, but sold well. Pah-Chin had been riding the bike since 12, despite the legal riding age in Japan being 16. Peh-Yan rides a 1978 Kawasaki Z400 FX, which he calls it FEX as a play on the manufacturer name. Smiley rides a Yamaha RZ250. Of all the bikes, this one is probably the most appropriate for a Bozuzoku. It features a loud signature Yamaha exhaust and very notable sport performance inspired by the race bike counterpart TZ250. The styling of the bike is excellent, and Yamaha is said to have single-handedly saved the two-stroke engine manufacturing by showing the public that there was still a place for quality two-strokes. The bike famously was able to outrun superbikes. In the anime, Smiley used the Yamaha to run over several rival gang members during the Tenjiku arc. Now finally, onto my favorite bike from the Toman riders. Kazutora rides a modified 1976 Kawasaki KH400. He calls it the Rocket. The bike makes a buzzsaw-like whine and consistently has offbeat crackles from the silencer. But the most interesting thing about this bike is the manufacturer's open acknowledgement of its flaws. Its spark plugs would foul with regularity, so Kawasaki included a box to store 3 extra spark plugs. Those are all the bikes from the Toman gang and their backstories. It is said that Ken Wakui took inspiration for the bikes from his friends during his gang days. Whether true or not, it does make the anime interesting. Thanks for watching today. I enjoyed making this video. Give me a like and subscribe, and see you next time.